Yes, the best of luck. Our next guest survived 3 weeks in the jungle, ate a pig's penis, survived the celebrity cyclone, and not only that, he's just endured a 24-hour flight back from Australia to be here this morning.
Before we speak to I'm a Celeb runner-up David Emanuel, here's a look back at his time in Australia.
La 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 la, good morning, good morning to you.
Yeah, what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty, mighty good man. Say it again.
I might not have any credibility left. It's the jungle. Get on with it.
Let's see,
It's gone straight in my pants. I could be scarred for life.
what a man, what a man, what a
To Queen and Country.
mighty good man. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Toots amazeballs.
What a man, what a mighty, mighty good man.
Do you know, we absolutely loved watching
Really?
you.
Yeah,
we
we
really
did.
did.
That's the first bit I've ever seen, so
Is
I
it?
haven't seen anything.
Does it feel surreal to be back here now? Does it all almost like a dream?
Totally. Kean was great. Obviously, Anton Deck did the final thing, raced back to the Versace Hotel, stayed under the shower for 30 minutes because I stunk. And then a glass of champagne, which of course makes you completely giddy because you haven't drunk anything. And I can honestly say the cheapest diet of all, rice and beans. Soya beans were like bullets.
Well, you have changed physically.
Well, 2 stone, darling.
2 stone,
2 stone, yeah,
did
absolutely,
you?
absolutely, yeah.
Because when Biggins was in there, he's the world record holder for the jungle.
I think he was. I think he was 2 stone 4 pounds.
was
So I
2 stone
just missed it. But I mean, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
But I didn't think, honestly, didn't
Well,
think.
this is the thing, because you did hint at it when you were chatting to Anton Deck right at the very end when you were crown runner-up.
Yeah.
That you thought that it was like a sort of movie set, that
Yeah.
you'd stop filming.
I mean, it looked terribly glamorous. Even I walked in and thought, God, this is lush. And I was thinking going in like a movie set. So the first day on the island, and they give you your kit. I had to get out of my cream jacket and trousers, and they give you the kit, and then your sleeping bag, and you have to sleep on the floor. And then I thought, well, there's enough now. They've got enough footage. Can't they just go away, or can't they just stop? And they couldn't talk. They wouldn't talk to you. There's absolutely no. You have no contact with anybody other than the
So when you
campmates.
speak to the crew, they don't talk back?
No, nothing. And then I thought,
Much
well,
like in here, really.
yeah. And then I thought, well, where are the bacon sandwiches? And they're going to roll out some food. Oh no! And it literally was a mug and a half of rice all day.
So when did it dawn on you that this is actually really going to be like this?
Well, that was the biggest moment. There was that blow, and I said, well, everybody's getting changed and getting into their sleeping bags. And I said, well, can't they wait? Can't we wait until they've finished? And they go, no, this is it. I thought, oh God. Because I thought it was a bit more like a movie rather than real.
Yeah.
And then
It
I
was
suddenly
real.
realised 24/7 cameras.
I can't believe that there are people still go into the jungle without realising what's required of them.
It was really hard work. It was
Yeah.
tough.
You know what I think it was about you was that you had this really calming influence.
Did I?
On your campmates. Yes, you did, and it seemed that you were sort of the voice of reason and a bit of a shoulder to cry on.
Yeah.
I mean, you had sort of Alfonso who really started to unravel slightly in
Oh, yeah,
there.
yeah.
And then there was that moment when, and here it is, we can see it here, where you were sat together on the hammock and you just almost talked him down.
Yeah, well, he was having a tough time. He, like, 2 days, a bit of a meltdown. He was missing his wife desperately. And, of course, he's got a month-old child, and they'd flown in as, obviously, friends and family.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, because he was full of life, and we were singing all the time. The 3 of us, I mean, him, Al, myself, and Kean, just to keep the boredom away. But it was very difficult to sing because your brain is fried. You have no energy.
Yeah.
Lack of food, and we could only think of one line of a lyric to sing of every song because we couldn't think. Our brains had gone.
But you're very diplomatic. Is this the sort of person that you... Because I don't think you can hide your true character in the jungle. I do think it comes out in some way, shape or form.
Well, there's nowhere
whether
to
it's a bit-
hide. You're
yeah,
absolutely
whether it's a
right.
bit spiky or funny or whatever. But you do seem like a sort of very trustworthy guy. I think we said in here one day when we were reviewing it, I said, you make a good mate. And is that what you're like?
Well, that was the real me. And I think the bit that cut me up when when we had a letter, an email from my daughter, and I was lucky to get it, to win it, and she said, Dad, you know, isn't it great you can just show yourself as you really are? As far as diplomacy is concerned, I mean, don't forget, for 30 years I've looked after divas and ladies. And I think, in a way, perhaps that was a good background because, you know, you see warts and all.
Yeah.
You see cleavages and you see bits that you're supposed to hide and camouflage and be diplomatic in a very discreet way because I can't talk about my clients because that's one of the reasons they come to me is that it's trustworthy.
Of course.
That's true, actually.
So I know lots of secrets, obviously.
You were a great team player, and you sort of noticed that, like, especially the last few days when there was the three of you in there, and you really all pulled together.
Yeah.
And there was a real issue with Amy in there, and from what we could see when we were watching it, we were sort of going, I don't understand why everybody's giving her such a tough time. But actually, the crux of it was that she wasn't playing as a team. She struggled a bit, didn't she, with that?
Well, I tried to pull her aside a couple of times. I said, look, darling, you know, come on. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not here, but, I mean, she did look sort of camera-ready every morning. And I'm thinking, you know, it doesn't, you know, I don't miss a trick.
Well, the bag was like Mary Poppins' bag, wasn't it?
Well, also because I'm used to model girls and clients, you know, the maquillage was looking rather amazing. So I'm thinking, hang on, because I know all the girls were scrubbed, fresh-faced. And clearly, on our list, you're only allowed to take 3 underwear and 3 swimsuits.
Yeah.
No makeup, no anything, no deodorant, no nothing. So that was an issue, but I didn't get really into that because...
Well, that's what
I tried to explain to her. I said, look, darling, if there's anything... Because there's a whole thing about contraband running around.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So we had to hand over if we brought in anything. And I kind of quietly tried to suggest it several times. I said, darling, you know...
Be honest.
Just...
Give it back.
We loved you being in there. It was fabulous to watch, and that lovely. Thankfully, you're coming back on Tuesday. You're going to do a fashion item for us.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm
And
excited about that.
So nice.
And your
Absolutely.
autumn-winter collection will be working on that as well. Coming out of the
Absolutely.
jungle.
Back to work now. Back
Welcome
here.
home.
Lovely to see you.
Thank you
Welcome
very
home.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, that's it from us today. Tomorrow we're back with this little lot.